Welcome back to Cars and Guitars, Mick's the name, and this is a channel about cars and guitars. It's just about stuff I do. Before we get into this video, go and have a look at the last guitar video I done. I'll put a link here. Click it where I bought this guitar. It's a super affordable Les Paul Jr. LPJ style guitar. It sounds sick. It sounds genuinely awesome. Plays awesome. This neck is fantastic. And I basically did a review of it and pulled it apart. That's why it's in pieces. I did explain what I was going to do with it, and this is the video where I do the thing that I said. As I mentioned in the last video, we're doing the main, I guess you call it Machina guitar, number one. There's two versions of this, believe it or not. There's the 2000s one, and then there's the 2024, 25 version. There's only some very subtle differences, but I think I'm going to do the 2024, 25 version. Let's take a look at what makes this thing the thing that it is. As this guitar came with a wraparound, I'm converting it. If only it was that simple. In every video I do of a guitar, I try and, I don't know, make it less scary for you to try something yourself, whether it's painting or pickup swapping. This one is going to be very scary because we're drilling big holes in the body and you got to get them pretty spot on. So we're converting from wraparound tailpiece to a stop tail, and we're going to put an aesthetic neck humbucker in. Corgan's one of these. It was basically a single humbucker guitar. He had the neck bypassed and the neck volume and tone bypassed. So it's essentially bridge with a tone and a volume, which we're going to keep, but we've got to aesthetically put some more knobs on in this pickup in the neck. I was going to swap this pickup out, the stock artist one, but it sounds really freaking good. So I've got to figure out a way to convert this from the dog ear bolted onto the top to a sit down in the thing there. But that's for me to worry about, and you to not. The gist of it is converting from wraparound to a stop tail. First thing I've got to do is, I don't know, we'll get in here and have a look. I'll show you. Wraparound tailpiece. It wraps, strings wrap around. There we go. The tailpiece both anchors and intonates the strings. There's only one. We're converting to a stop tail. This tailpiece stops the strings. Here's your little intonatable bit, but get off. The issue we run into, you're all well and good. That pops on there, but we got to have this in this spot. We got different spacings. So what we've got to do, remove these studs, plug these holes and re-drill slightly in. Now there are conversion tailpiecey things where you can put a thing in here and it moves the things in, but I don't really like the look of it. So we're gonna plug these holes and re-drill carefully. I'm an idiot. I forgot to say to convert this over properly. Get out of there. I got new plastics as well. So the single pickup flavour was like that. We're going with this one here. It goes somewhat like that. And for aesthetics, original model would have had a thing here. We might even aesthetically do this. I haven't decided yet if I'm stripping the poly finish off. I forgot the most important part about this whole build. The stickers that go down here. I made this sticker sheet up because the guitar, the actual one, not this one, was for sale on Reverb a while ago, and there's some really, really good high quality pictures. So I was able to pinch the Jim Morrison sticker off that, use the AI to upscale it, and then print out a bunch of different sizes. So that's cool. Oh, and I did mention, bouncing all over the place here, two versions. There's the OG 2000s one, the 2024-25 one has little crosses through his eyes, and I think this thing's plugged off with like a rubber grommet. I think I'm going to do this for that version. Found some dowel, which is great, and it's the right size. Two-part epoxy. I'm going to fill in all these little pickguard screw holes and stuff as well while we're here. And I should probably get to soldering this. Let's do this first. That should slide right in there, as should this one. Again, with the right application of force, i.e. flogging it with a hammer. Now what I've done is cut these just slightly short, so that when I flog them in, it's going to be level or just a fraction below the top. You don't want them to bottom out and have like 6 feet sticking out. So I've cut these pretty accurately so that they're going to sit flush with the top, a light sand and a smear of epoxy or something just to blend it through. But that should be good to go. This is one of those things where, I mean, it's got to be done. First things first, I am bouncing around like a fart in a fry pan at the moment. Stuff going on everywhere, but I really want to get this off my workbench, so that means actually doing something. It's been 2 weeks. Epoxy has well and truly cured, and I'm gonna give this thing a sand and get it ready for paint. A few things. I've figured out that I can keep this Artist P90 and use this flavour thing. I can unscrew this, take the metal plate off, hit that with the death wheel, put it back on, good, great. Don't want to do that obviously while it's all hooked up because I'm reckless at the best of times. So we're just going to strip this body down. It's not going to take long. There's 2 controls and I've got to solder this, and the strap deals. Pretty straightforward. Alright, wiring harness relinquished from its house, and you really want to get out of there, don't you? Boop. Stripped. I'm going to sand this, and I'm going to do it outside because sand and poly makes an absolute mess. Let's pull that apart too. Easy. Easy. What I'm pretty sure we can do is just take these 2 screws out, which I'm assuming hold the metal base to the actual pick 'em up. We could have cut this off with it in here, but metal filings everywhere, it's a giant magnet and I don't want to melt that. Let's see. Will you? Oh, you do. Oh, yes. Brilliant. Oh, also it's soldered onto that. That's all right. Sometimes I surprise myself with my genius. I snip the little ears off, which is great, so I can just mount this backwards. And I was like, oh, do I have to grind the, those bits off? No, I don't, because that fits in perfectly, and use that as an example. It's still going to be able to be flush, so there's heaps of room. Wow. See, those are the tolerances we're working to here. So scale length. Scale length is the distance between the nut and the bridge saddles. This can vary, but there's a few common ones. So I think they call it like 25.5, which is your common fender. So Stratocasters, Telecasters, Jazzmasters, things like that. The short scale, which there's shorter scales, but the Gibson scale length is 24.75 inches in the devil's maths. So about there. Fender scale length would be about that. But it's not just the distance between here and here. You've also got to make sure that your distance from the nut to the 12th fret and 12th fret to the bridge is the same. So that when you start playing notes up here, they're the same pitch as the ones down here. Intonatable, tuning. Tuning is important. This guitar is what we call the Gibson scale length, so 24.75 from nut to inside, outside of the nut to these old mates. So what we want to do, obviously the neck is attached in, so we're re-drilling for this. We know this. We're going to take our measuring stick and we're going to measure to the 12th fret, and I'm going to use metric. So what we want to do is take that same measurement from the 12th fret to our bridge, which would put that about there. I'm obviously going to measure it properly. For intonation purposes, Gibsons have their tailpiece, they're not parallel. They offset it a bit, which makes intonation obviously on the larger strings, cobweb in that. They don't have them parallel. So Gibson offsets the saddles to make intonation easier. So we're going to do that too. How do you do that? We get our measurement. I need a pencil. I hope I'm doing a good job of explaining this, I really am. So side of the nut to the center of the 12th fret. Yeah. In the freedom fractions, this is 12 and 5/16. I got no idea what that means. But if we use the metric, 314 M&Ms. Would put that there. We do the same on this side. What we can do to check is check the overall length now. So that would make this 625, just under 625.5 M&M. Put that there. 620, 625. Yep. Check this one. 625. So to get our angle, so we've got a little more on the bass side, we're going to add 3.175 M&Ms, which gives us, I've got notes, yes, 628.65 millimeters on the base side, fat strings. 628.65, 6, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8. Beautiful thing. 625 and a half on this side. So what we've worked out here is the center, or the perfect intonation of our tailpiece. All we have to work out now is the angulization this way. You don't want to put it in too far up here because then your strings are coming off this way. So what I'm going to do is quickly chuck a high E and a low E on, put the strings across. We already know how far back this has to go. We just have to get our side to side measurement, mark a little hole, and we should be right to drill. It's going to be a little bit weird because obviously this isn't anchored to anything, but it's going to give us what we need to know. Cool. How about that? All right. So we've got our intonation marks here and here. Got to get my sideways. Oh, it's actually pretty spot on. We've got equal distance from the string to the fretboard. You want to give the bass side a little more. So what I'll do now, actually what I should have done, over here, so the center line, or the edge of that masking tape, is our dead center intonation mark. Need to get on the nut. Put this in here. That's our drill mark. The good thing is, which confirms I've done something right at least, where I've plugged these holes, the distance that I'm drilling the new one is equal on both in this way. So it's confirmed something at least. Let's, just because, it's not that I'm doubting myself, but if I measure now here to here, and here to the center of that one, we're on. I need my verniers. Boop, on, calibrated. So we are drilling this hole, these holes. So this bushing is 11.6 mil. We're going to drill it at 11.5 because we want it to bite. We don't want it flopping around in there. So I find myself 11.5 mil drill bit, pop it in the drill press, and hope for the best. What I'm going to do real quick, I've just got a 3 M&M drill bit in. I'm just going to give the mark, so where I want to drill the hole, just a little nudge, so that the big drill bit, they can wander 1,000 miles. Some would call this a pilot hole. Masking tape, the height of this, beautiful, good, great. Got plenty, not going to go through the whole thing. If I stop at the line. You can do this with a hand drill, but golly, the old drill press makes it about a gazillion times easier, and you should probably clamp this in too. But let's go! Done and done. Nerve-wracking at best. Right. That looks pretty spot on, even if I do say so myself. It's because we measured. And we measured more than we drilled, which is great too. So these are gonna press in there. And if my mathematical calculations are correct, obviously this has got to get pressed in a bit, but we're halfway there. This one is a little easier because, look, it doesn't really matter where it goes. We can put it down here if we want. A bit ridiculous. So we're gonna gently press these in, and we're going to pick a spot that kind of looks nice. Yeah. There's probably some mathematical calculation and the purists will yell at me, but it's fine. All right, let's press these in. Pressing. Pressing. There's always a little bit of doubt, but that, get that last one down there a bit. What a relief. Okay. This thing, the stop bar part of the stop bar tailpiece, it's called that because it is a bar and it stops strings. Twisted, perfect. I want to get it kind of straight. Get a few more winds on that one. Oh, the end of the string went in my body. Oh, don't you hate that? Whew. That was unpleasant. I think these are closer than you sort of assume. It's just, look, we'll use the big measuring stick as well. What are we going to call you? We go off the nut and we go 6, 6, 6. Meant to be. And just like that, we got, where's the other one? Right here. We got these. How confident am I? Oh, it's got blood on it still. Yeah, that's gonna be fine. It's tripping me out because that's off a bit, but my confidence levels are pretty high. Nah, I'm gonna bash them in, then pull them back out, and then take the neck off and we can paint. Today's a really good painting day. I wanted to get this done this morning, so I'm gonna let it dry all day. I've got to do a bunch of painting on the truck. And then tomorrow we can assemblize, which I'm looking forward to. This thing has sat around way too long in parts, and I don't like that. I like to play these things. That's what they're for. Installing, pressing gently. 20-ton press. Fiddly-dee. Back. Said some naughty words. So you go and apologise to all my neighbours. Anywho, let's finish this off and I'll try and keep my body parts out of the way. Oh yeah, seated. Painting. Yeah. Can't breathe. Painting. Now the original may seem like the thing that this is, a sunburst. It's not a sunburst finish. The original is actually a silver burst that's yellowed. So what am I going to do? I'm going to paint it gold. I'm going to do my best. This is leftover paint from my Monte Carlo, which is, it's not a Chev colour, it's close to as original, but it's a Holden colour. So I figured I may as well use this instead of going and buying some new paint. It's got a nice metallic to it, so it's going to look silver bursty. I'm going to do my very best. The gun I've got is for painting cars and stuff. It's a bit of overkill, and it's not quite, it's a bit too much for my airbrush, so I'm just going to go one of two ways. It's going to look sick or it's not. I'm going to do my best to stick to the sunbursty bit here. We just want to give it the look. I might come back afterwards and shoot a bit of black just to blend it through, but for the most part, wish me luck. Not bad. Good. Looks real good. I'll take this down. I'm going to leave it out in the sun for a bit just to finish doing its thing. It's a cracking day today, so legitimately perfect painting weather. Check back when we're ready to assemble. Trying to avoid it, but I'm gonna have to do the black of the burst. So, well, I've got satin paint as well. Hope it works. I just spat everywhere. Great. Good morning. It's actually the next day. I told you I'll be back. This thing turned out a little bit better than I thought. I actually sent a photo of it to a guitar mate and he said, you got to clear it and polish it, which goes against every fibre of my being, but let's just do it. Assembly time. Thank goodness. This should be pretty straightforward. Not reinventing the wheel. I'm not going to do a bunch of the extra routing for things like this. Could if I wanted to, but I'm not gonna, because it's my guitar. My finger's healed most of the way. Hopefully I don't bash it again, putting these back in after painting and polishing, but yeah, get in here and get amongst it. Other than, obviously, putting a sticker on, just going to go about yonder. Fresh set of strings, Ernie Ball not even slinky, 12 to 56s, because I seen in one of them rig rundowns that this guitar had these on it, and it was set up in C sharp standard, yeah. I mean, this thing's pretty sick. Look, I know what it looks like from here, and it looks really good. I can only imagine it looks even slightly better from where you're sitting. So let's get these strings on it, let's get this sticker on, and let's play some tunes. This has been a little while coming. This guitar turned out. It looks sick. The color, absolutely spot on. Who'd have thought? You kind of already know what this sounds like if you watched the last video. Obviously this is set up in C sharp standard. So again, as with the last video, some of these tunes aren't going to be in the right tuning, but hey, some of them are. So let's just hear how this thing sounds in C sharp standard. Sounds absolutely beautiful. I know, you'll know why we're here. sneaky little bit of drop B. And again, this isn't the right tuning or the way to play this song, but it doesn't matter. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and stay tuned for plenty more.